Refresh.
Going live.
One live. Fuck it. Do it live. I don't see it up yet. Oh, maybe I should give it 20 seconds.
Hmm. Or more.
There it
Yeah,
goes.
bring it up. If you got it.
Yep. It's just, I see the thing, got to wait the page to load, and then
Yep.
circle going round and round. There we go. Now we're
There it
cooking.
is.
Whoop. There it is.
Yay!
Yay. Woo. There's cute Porcelana with the top of her hat and little things.
See if I put my camera on Porcelana.
That's so
There you go.
cute. Oh, that's neat how you have the SLW down there at the bottom.
Yeah, that's YouTube puts that on.
Oh, okay. Cool. Looks nice. Did May get back yet? There she is. Doesn't she look cute? Wow, Porcelana. Wait till you see the stream. You look so cute. You got a little bear, little doggy, and little floaty thingy. I can't tell what that is.
It's a little kitty.
A little kitty. Oh, with
holding
your
something.
glasses.
Super Panda Bear.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
so
that was a
cute.
mad
I
peep
just
in.
want to take you home and cuddle you all night.
Right? Okay.
Yeah.
Stays invisible.
I'll be there in a minute.
Wait, there's me. Well, sorry.
I'm
Now that's
sorry
gonna
to
run.
everybody here.
That's gonna make everybody run away.
You're
Here's
silly.
Jimbo.
This is one day
Hey,
I
Jim.
probably shouldn't have showed the audience. So
What audience?
There's Ron. Oh, look at Ron with a hatchet. Got blood on it.
yeah, I wonder what he's been up to.
Looks like he got blood on his britches too. There's Ira. Hi, Ira. Glad you could join us. Lovely flaming red hair. Nice. You remind me a lot of what's her face in the Roger Rabbit movie.
Oh, yes, Jessica.
Jessica. Yes. Yes. Very good. Very nice. And all the rest of you YouTube people, thank you for watching.
YouTube. Welcome to the world of Second Life.
Yes.
All right, it's time to start, y'all.
All
Okay.
right.
5 minutes after the hour. That's the correct augmentation of the real world time. Because who wants to be on time anyway?
Well,
All
yeah,
right,
all
welcome
time
to
is.
Hooligans Underground. Welcome to Standing Room Only.
All right. Welcome,
All right.
Nick.
Yay!
Like I was saying, I'm digging deep, y'all. Digging deep
Digging deep.
into the jokes. Now, if y'all heard this one before, don't tell me.
Laugh
Don't ruin
anyway.
everything. You don't want to
I
ruin
can tell you now we've heard it.
All right.
Oh, come on, Jim.
We've heard them all.
All right. Thibodeau and Clotilde. Why am I not hearing myself?
Near the tree. Oof. I heard you. Don't hear you anymore.
Nope.
Well, 'cause I quit talking, right?
It's very low.
Is it?
Yep.
Yeah, very low.
I didn't do anything. What did I do?
Kick the wire or something?
Wireless.
Oh, that sounded a little better.
Maybe flick the mic a little bit. How's that?
That's actually not as good as it was before. Maybe the batteries are getting low.
It's plugged in.
Ah,
All right, I guess I just got to speak up.
there you go.
I ain't yelling at you. All
What'd
right,
you say?
Thibodeau and Clotilde. Fresh out of high school.
Oh
They
boy.
wanted to get married. So
Oh.
they went down to the Bayou Cathedral down there to see Father Abel. Now, coincidentally, two other couples, an old couple and a not so old couple. Well, let me change that. Some old folks and some really old folks. They was also there to see Father Abel. So the three couples meet with the priest and they discuss when they could get married. It was one of those interviews, right? You know, you go see the priest and they tell you whether you should really get married or not.
Yeah.
Ah.
So the priest, he says, well, if you wish to get married in my church, you must all go 1 month abstaining from fornication, no sex.
Oh God, that's how they're gonna possibly do that.
Now, a month later, apparently they agreed, because a month later, the three couples returned to the church to talk to Father Abel. And then he asked the old couple first, the really old ones. They got to been like in their 80s or something.
Whew.
He says, have you completed the 1 month without sex? The elderly man bust up, yes, we have. It was pretty damn easy, actually.
Not
And the
that
priest
age.
looked at the middle-aged peoples, the couple. He said, how about you? And the man's fessed up. He says, it was hard, but we did not have sex for the whole month.
Wow.
Then the priest, Father Abel, turns to look at Boudreaux and Clotilde. I mean, Thibodeau and Clotilde. That would have screwed things up, huh? So how about you? Did y'all abstain from sex for the entire month? Thibodeau said, nope, we couldn't do it. So the priest is kind of baffled. Most people either do it or they lie and say they did it. He says, tell me why. Well, Thibodeau says, well, Clotilde, she had a can of corn in her hand and she accidentally dropped it. Then she bent over to pick it up. And that is when it happened. Now the priest got kind of upset about that. He didn't like the frankness of it. He says, you not only can't get married in my church, you should never come back to my church.
Ooh.
Leave. Thibodeau says, well, he looks at Clotilde, looks at the priest, says, well, we're not welcome in the supermarket no more either.
That's a good one.
Something about the retail food environment. Thibodeau going, I
Turned it
remember
on.
he did that over chickens too.
And then the first time they've been caught in the supermarket.
Alright. Alright, y'all. Boudreaux was near death in the hospital.
Oh.
So the family sent for Father Abel. Now, as Father Abel stood beside the bed, Boudreaux's frail condition started growing worse. And he
Oh.
motioned frantically for something to write on. Now the pastor lovingly handed him a pen and a piece of paper. And Boudreaux used his last ounces of strength to scribble a note.
Hmm.
And he died.
Oh.
Gone. Passed
Oh.
off. Now Father Abel, in the excitement of the moment, thought it best not to look at that note, so he just slipped it into his jacket pocket. Now several days later, at the funeral, Father Abel delivered the eulogy. When he realized that he was wearing the very same jacket that he'd worn the day that Boudreaux passed on.
Oh.
So during the eulogy, he says, you know, Boudreaux handed me a note just before he died. I have not read it yet, but knowing Boudreaux, I'm sure there's some words of inspiration for all of us in this note. Reached into his pocket. He unfolded the note and aloud to everyone in the church, he read,
Oh.
you're standing on my oxygen tube. Man, I tell you.
That's a
Might as
good
well
one.
keep on the death part, right?
I love Bob humor. It's funny as hell.
That is very much. Go on, please.
I'm not going to say this. Fine enough. All right, at the high school, down on the bayou, by your high school, in English, the English teacher, Mr. Badeau, was lecturing his class the other day. In English, he says, a double negative forms a positive. However, in some languages, such as Russian, a double negative remains a negative. There isn't a single language in the whole world in which a double positive can express a negative.
Huh.
Now, teenage Boudreaux in the back of the room stands up, looks to Mr. Badeau straight in the face. He says, yeah, right. It's a negative. Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
That was good.
Now, I got a really long one here.
Okay, we got plenty of time.
Too.
Right?
Just
Yeah, good
making
point.
sure I got page 2.
Hey, stop
Oh.
bragging up there.
Let's see, the dog was trying to get out more than Alright, it's a different joke. I got the whole thing. Alright, Thibodeau goes to Boudreaux's house one day. He said, Boudreaux, I done bought me the best hunting dog ever. This dog can count.
Oh.
Now Boudreaux, he eyes Thibodeau like he's a fool. He said, Thibodeau, ain't no dog ever can count. Boudreaux, I'm telling you, my dog knows them numbers. Let me prove it to you. Alright, they jump in the truck. They head to the nearest pond. Thibodeau steps out the truck. He says, dog, go tell me how many ducks in that pond. Well, the dog immediately jumps out, runs over to the pond, hightails it back to Thibodeau, and barks 3 times.
Huh.
Thibodeau looks at Boudreaux. He said, there's 3 ducks in that pond. Ain't no way, Thibodeau. Dogs can't count. So they walk to the pond, and sure enough, 3 ducks.
Oh.
Boudreaux says, that dog is just lucky. Can't count. Dogs can't count. So they go to several more ponds in the area, and each time the dog comes back and barks the number of ducks. Boudreaux is convinced. He said, Thibodeau, how much you want for that dog? Well, Thibodeau thinks for a minute or two. He said, well, this is the only dog I know that can count. I don't think I want to sell him.
Oh.
Boudreaux says, Thibodeau, I'll give you $300 right now, cash.
Oh
Ooh.
my.
Wow.
Mulls that over for a bit. He says, you know, I only paid $100 for him. With that kind of money, I could buy the wife that new P-Rogue she wanted.
Ah.
That's a joke in itself right there.
Ain't it?
The next day, Boudreaux decides to take his new dog hunting. Oh, so he did sell it, y'all.
Okay.
Okay.
$300.
$300.
$300. The next day, Boudreaux decided to take his new dog hunting. He drives out to the pond, opens the door. He says, dog, go tell me how many ducks in that pond. Dog runs out. The dog runs back. Then he runs in a circle, picks up a tree branch, and plays with it like dogs do. They got a weird word. It says worries. It says picks up a tree branch and worries it like dogs do. I guess they wiggles it.
Oh, worries. Oh, yeah, he gnaws on it and chews it and stuff and stuff.
All right,
Yeah.
let me start over so I don't sound like an idiot. Dog runs out, runs back. Then he runs in a circle, picks up the tree branch, and worries it like dogs do. Then he drops it and points towards the pond.
Huh.
Yep. Well, Boudreaux gets red in the face. He said, dog, go tell me how many ducks in that pond. Dog runs out, runs back, same thing. He runs in a circle, picks up a branch, worries it, and then drops it and points to the pond. Alright. Boudreaux done turned 3 shades of red now. He's pissed. Dog, go tell me how many goddamn ducks are in that pond. Well, as you can figure, same result. Dog returns, he runs in a circle, picks up that very same branch, worries it, then drops it and points to the pond. Boudreaux goes back to Thibodeau. He said, I want my money back, Thibodeau. That dog is stupid. Well, Thibodeau got to argue about it. He said, well, tell me what he did, Boudreaux. Tell me all about it. Boudreaux said, all that dog would do is run in circles, worrying them trees and pointing. Thibodeau, Boudreaux, where's that dog? And Boudreaux said, well, I had to put him down, Thibodeau. He done lost his mind. You should have done that, Boudreaux. Should not done that, Boudreaux. Y'all didn't catch that southern slang in there, did you?
Should not.
And why not? Well, that dog was trying to tell you that there was more ducks in that pond that you could shake a stick at.
Poor puppy.
Imagine killing a dog and you don't understand it.
You bagged the dog dead.
Open mic time. Who's game?
Open mic. I guess I'll go try to go find some. But meantime, Jimbo, you got any?
Yes, I come prepared.
All right.
Yay.
Good man, bro.
I like when
Jim.
when guys come prepared.
Donna's kind of like after.
Woo!
Got 'em, don't wear them.
Sorry.
When I was a kid, I liked to play doctor, but when I went to college, I became more realistic and started playing carpenter. We get hammered, then I nail her.
I like that one.
Ba-dum-bum.
A woman went out with the girls and promised her husband she'd be home at midnight. Midnight came and went, and before she knew it, she was stumbling in at 3 in the morning. The cuckoo clock started going off 1, 2, 3, so she decided to add cuckoos, so it seemed like midnight, 4, 5, and on up to 12. The next morning she woke up on the sofa and her husband said, we need to get a new clock. She asked why. Well, last night it cuckooed 3 times, then it said shit and continued cuckooing.
Huh?
Cuckoo said shit and continued cuckooing. Shit. I would like this one, porcelain. It's a little macabre.
Oh, we like macabre.
2 women went out with their husbands. 2 women went out without. How do you like that? 2
Went out
women
without.
their husbands.
Went out without.
After a great time, they decided to head home. Halfway, they suddenly had to answer nature's call. Well, the only place to stop was a cemetery. While there, they realized they were unprepared. One used her panties, and the other one grabbed a ribbon from a wreath.
Oh.
The next day, the husbands were chatting, and one said, we're willing to keep an eye on our wives. My wife came home without her panties. The other guy said, mine came home with a card in her butt that read, we'll never forget you, signed the Carboni brothers.
No, I guess not.
Boney Brothers. Oh, God.
I hear something that sounds like a horn beeping. I don't know. But Nick's mic going weird.
That was my mic went out. And it just came back on. You probably heard a beep when it connected.
Oh, okay.
So you know, I didn't hear that last joke.
Oh.
Oh,
But I seen y'all laughing, so I know it was funny.
The other guy said, mine came home with a card in her butt that read, we'll never forget you, this signed the Carboni brothers.
Carboner brothers. Yeah.
Our Bone Me brothers.
Oh, okay.
The man told the priest that he had a strong desire to live forever. The priest suggested he get married. The man asked, "Will that make me live forever?" The priest answered, "No, but the feeling will go away."
The desire to live forever will be gone.
It'll seem like forever still, I bet.
No matter how long it is.
The man was showing me a picture of his wife and said, "Look at my beautiful wife." I looked and then I told him, "Oh, you should see my girlfriend." He asked, "Is she beautiful too?" I said, "No, she's an optician."
Because you're blind, brother.
She's an optician, that's right.
Beauty in the eye of the beholder.
There you go. When I was a kid, I admitted to my dad that I accidentally killed a butterfly. He said, "No better for you for 2 weeks." The next day, I accidentally killed a honeybee. Again, no honey for 2 weeks. The day after that, I said, "Dad, Mom killed a cockroach."
That's funny.
Should I tell her, or do you want to?
Funny. So funny.
Hilarious. I love it. The woman was teeing off and her ball went wide and hit a man in the next fairway. He fell down and he clasped his hands between his legs. And she rushed over and she was a physical therapist. She said, "I can help you if you allow me." And he reluctantly agreed. So she moved his arms to his side and then loosened up his pants and reached in. After a few long minutes, he exploded in his pants.
Oh.
She asked if he felt better, and he said, "Yes, but I think my thumb is still broken."
But he felt better.
That's
Oh,
good.
these are good. We know what she wanted.
A little PT.
Yeah.
Remember when grocery baggers, you remember when grocery baggers would ask you if you want a paper or plastic?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, back when.
Yeah, I used
20 years ago.
Right, yeah. I would say I don't care, you pick. And one told me I had to choose because baggers can't be choosers.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
Now, I've got more jokes here, and they're all about brothels. I'll tell you one, and then I'll let Nick come back up, or Wild, if you found
Brothels.
some that you come on up. Man went into a brothel. A
Go
man
ahead.
walked into a brothel.
Awful. Oh.
You
Whorehouse.
said waffles, man.
They
I
might
did
have
too.
No,
I thought you were going to say
waffle.
Waffle House.
They might have waffles there, but they have sex for money too. Man walked into a brothel. He walked up to the desk. He put $1,000 on the counter, and he said, "I'd like the toughest, most overcooked steak you do, and the ugliest girl you have for 1 hour. But she needs to tell me she has a headache and do it myself."
Wow.
Looks at the cash and says to the man, "Sir, with that sort of money, you can have the most delicious steak cooked to perfection, along with the most stunning girl you've ever seen. And she'll please you in ways that you can't imagine, letting you do whatever you wish to her." The man says, "Ma'am, I'm not horny, I'm homesick."
I thought you were going to say he missed his wife. That's funny.
Big hand for Jim.
Oh, way to go, Jimbo.
Good job.
Thank you, thank you.
I'm not burning his corn. Burnt steak and ugly.
A strange man walked up to Boudreaux's house, knocked on the front door. When Marie opened the door, the man asked if she knew how to have sex.
Hmm.
Now, Marie was not amused. She slammed the door. Again, the man knocked, and again he asked the same question. And again, she slammed the door and screamed, "Go away, you son of a bitch!" Well, later on that day, he did go away, by the way. But later on that day, she told Boudreaux about the incident. Now, Boudreaux said he was going to stay home the following day, just in case that crazy guy come back. And sure enough, the next day, the same man returned. Now, Boudreaux was hiding with his gun while Marie answered the front door. When she asked again if she could help the man, he asked her, did she know how to have sex? She said, "Yes, I do." And the man replied, he said, "Good. Give your husband some next time you see him. Maybe he'll stay away from my wife." That's a joke that I put at the back of the pile a long time ago,
Hmm.
and we just got to the back of the pile.
Well,
Old man Boudreaux, 87 years old. Oh no, we can't do this one. Boudreaux and Thibodeau went out fishing the other day. Nope, I told y'all that one too. God dang it. God dang it. Dang it, do me do. Alright. This one's got the word pregnant in it. I spotted it, so I don't think I told y'all this one. Alright. After they had been married for a couple years and being unsuccessful at having a baby, Boudreaux talked Marie into going to the doctor to see if they could find out what the problem might be. Now, at the office, Marie explained the problem, and the doctor told her, he says, "I'm sure I can help you out. Take off all your clothes and get up on the table." Now, Marie, she ain't the smartest, right? She started blushing profusely. She said, "Well, okay, I guess so, but I really want Boudreaux's baby."
That's a little presumptuous, isn't it?
Yeah. Alright, here's one. 6 retired Cajuns was playing Boo-Ray in the Bayou Teche clubhouse when Thibodeau loses $500 on a single hand. He clutches his chest, dropped dead right there at the table.
Ooh.
Now,
Somebody
showing
was something
respect for their fallen comrade, the other 5 respectfully stand at the table while finishing playing their hand. Now, O'Fontenot, he looks around, he says, "Now, who gonna be the one to tell his wife?" Well, they drew straws, and Boudreaux picked the short one.
Uh-oh.
They say, "Now, Boudreaux, you don't be discreet. Be gentle, and don't go make the bad situation more worse." Well, Boudreaux said, "Gentlemen, discreet? I'm the most discreet person that you ever done met. Discretion.
Discretion.
Discretion. Discretion is my middle name. That is to me." Now, Boudreaux, he passes over to Thibodeau's house, and he knocked on the door. And Clotilde answers, and asks what the hell he wants. Boudreaux said, "Thibodeau done lost $500, and now he's scared to come home."
Huh?
Then she hollers through the door, "You tell that no good Cajun, I hope he drop dead." Boudreaux said, "Okay, I gonna tell him." I guess that really wasn't that funny.
Well, that's one way to get. Damn.
Alright, here's one. Boudreaux and Thibodeau they decide to take a educated class at Nicholls State University down there in Lafayette. Now the class, Psych 101, pretty basic, and the instructor says there are no tests, but at the end of the class, everyone has to dress up as their mood. And if the teacher can tell what the mood is, they're gonna fail.
Oh.
Some deep shit. I don't even understand that. Anyway, so the day of the final approaches, and they all lined up ready for grading. Now, somebody up in the front, they dressed all blue. Teacher says, you blue with depression. You fail. All right, next up is Thibodeau. He's dressed in all green. Teacher, you green with envy. Fail.
Oh.
That's 2 down. Now Boudreaux, he's convinced he's gonna pass. He stands in front of the teacher wearing nothing but a trench coat. He drops the trench coat to reveal a fruit stuck to his Johnson.
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what kind of fruit. The teacher stares him up and stares him down. He says, man, I got no clue. You pass.
Oh.
Boudreaux, what's your mood? Well, old Boudreaux stands there, pointing at what he done, and says, my name is Pierre, and I am deep in despair. Despair.
Despair.
Despair.
Deep in despair.
Yes.
Literally in despair. In despair.
Deep in.
Deep in despair.
So now that just makes me wonder if it was one of them soft, small, gooey pears, or
Hmm.
one of them big, hard, crunchy, sour pears.
Mm.
Ooh,
That
I
shit
like
is
that.
painful.
I like
I got a pear tree in my backyard. It's cooking pears.
Oh.
Big and green and very tart. I love them.
Does it have a partridge in there too?
Huh?
In the
Have a
pear tree?
partridge in there too?
I don't think they got those.
Partridge in a pear tree.
Although they do got some birds up in there. I don't know what they are.
Dang, that's cool to have a pear tree. Or a pair of trees.
2 pear trees.
2 pairs
A
of
pair,
trees.
a pair of pear trees.
Pear tree. And I'm gonna presume one is the man and one is the woman. Because, you know, genders apply in nature. Alright,
Ah.
Boudreaux and Thibodeau, y'all, they got fired from their job.
Oh.
Oh no!
Yep. So they go down to the unemployment office and Boudreaux goes in first. Now, the man behind the desk says, Mr. Boudreaux, I'm sorry to hear that you lost your job. What did you do for a living? Well, Boudreaux replies, I'm a diesel fitter. The clerk says, okay, diesel fitter, skilled labor. I can give you $800 a week until you
Ooh.
find a new job.
Oh.
Nice. Thibodeau
Nice.
goes in next. The clerk asks him what his job was. He said, I'm a panty waist sewer.
Mm.
I sew the waistbands in women's panties.
Oh.
Now the clerk cocks his head sideways. He says, well, I'm afraid that is unskilled labor.
Oh.
$200 a week.
Ooh. Burn.
Now, as they're walking home, Thibodeau says, man, I got to find a new job quick. I can't feed all them kids on $200 a week. Boudreaux, bruh, I'll help you out. I'm getting $800 a week.
Oh.
Thibodeau, he heard that. He runs back into the unemployment office, furious. How in the hell you give Boudreaux $800 a week and I ain't getting but $200? The clerk, well, Mr. Boudreaux is a skilled laborer. He's a diesel fitter. Thibodeau says, that ain't no damn skilled labor. I sew the waistband in him. I hand him to Boudreaux, and he pulls him down over his head and says, oh yeah, diesel fitter.
Hell, I know how
Oh, yeah.
Cajuns talk by now. If you gonna work in New Orleans down there, you ought to know how Cajuns talk.
Improvise. I love that improvising. Oh,
All right. Wildcat, were you able to find some? You want to come up here?
Oh, I'll get some. It ain't gonna be that funny, but I'll get some.
Why would we want funny? I mean,
Cause they've all been funny so far.
nah. All right. Big welcome for Wildcat.
Well, thanks for pushing me off. Okay, I
Yeah.
guess that tells me how funny these are. Thanks a lot.
One hell of a welcome there is, huh?
Just shove me right off the stage. I ain't told him yet. Just wait. Yeah, he's gonna shove me off before I even get started. Hey everybody! Hi YouTube out there. Jim, those jokes are hilarious. Hi Porcelana, you looking so cute.
Thank
And Ira, I hope you're having a good time. At least until now. In the bookstore, they have dwarf porn, and ironically, they put that on the top shelf.
Oh no. Dwarf porn.
You know, sex on the TV can't hurt. Well, unless you fall off.
Right. The old TVs get hot too.
Yeah.
They have those antennae on top.
Ooh,
A bloke.
neat.
I guess this was over in the UK somewhere. A bloke walked into the chemist's office and asked if they sold Viagra. The chemist said yes, the pharmacist. And the man asked, "Do you think I can get it over the counter?" And the pharmacist replied, "Well, if you took 5 or 6 pills, you might." Oh, this guy says this. Old girlfriend of mine said that snowfalls remind her of sex. You never know how many inches you're going to get and how long it'll last. Oh, you know how you always send, you go out on holiday, you used to send postcards back? Well, my wife told me that sex is better on the holiday. That wasn't a very nice postcard to receive.
No.
Oh, yeah, for those who, yes. The big difference between sex for money and sex for free is that sex for money usually costs a lot less.
Ain't no such thing as free.
That's right. If you have sex with Santa, does that make you a ho-ho-sexual? Oh, yeah, sex is like air. It's not important unless you aren't getting any.
You're
It's
standing
really
on
important.
Okay, a woman went into the butcher shop. She said, "I want a nice piece of bacon and make it lean." And then the butcher said, "Well, which way, madam?" Okay, that's about a location that nobody knows about. So somebody else walked into the butcher's shop. Wow, a lot of butchers out here, and asked for an oxtail. And the butcher says, "Sure thing. Once upon a time, there was this ox." Oh, yeah. I bought some powdered water today, but I don't know what to do it.
Water.
I make powders of everything. Why not water too?
Yeah, add water.
The supermarket checkout sign said 8 items or less, so I changed my name to Les. I went into this pet shop. I said, "Can I buy a goldfish?" The guy said, "Do you want an aquarium?" And I said, "I don't care what star sign it is."
Uh,
I said to my butcher, I'll have a pound of sausages. And he said, I'm very sorry, sir. We only serve kilos in here. I said, okay then, I'll have a pound of kilos. I went to the corner shop and bought 4 corners.
Well, there you got a square.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I guess they used to call me a square for nothing. I went to buy some camouflage trousers the other day, but I couldn't find any. I just bought a reversible jacket though, and I'm excited to see how it turns out. Here's a banking one. A Central European trampolining team. Wow, really trampolining? A Central European trampolining team have just gone bankrupt. They were bouncing checks.
Oh.
Yes, Czechoslovakians. Yes.
Damn Europeans.
Yeah, right. Why was Cinderella thrown off the basketball team?
Why?
She ran away from the ball. What's his
Oh,
Uh,
that goes, but it takes a lot of balls to play golf the way I do.
watch out.
The hippie wasn't able, the lifeguard wasn't able to save the hippie. He was too far out, man. Never date a tennis player. 'Cause love means nothing to them.
Oh, that's right.
Good words.
that's cute.
Yesterday, I parked my car in a tow-away zone. When I came back, the entire area was missing. Oh, am I killing enough time? Do you have enough? Let me see if this can be the last one. What's worse than raining cats and dogs?
What?
Hailing taxis.
Hailing taxis, that is bad.
Oh, let's see if I can make this go.
That's funny.
Another minute.
Another minute, then I'll close this out. I got come on.
Okay, a car designer has crossed a Toyota with a Quasimodo and come up with the hatchback of Notre Dame. Hatchbacks.
Gotta be a certain age to appreciate the
Yeah,
hatchbacks.
I guess so. Oh, this is right up my alley. I entered a competition putting sails on boats, but it was rigged.
Oh,
I know you guys are laughing just to be nice. What do you call a train? What do you call a train loaded with toffee? Toffee, you know, with a T.
taffy.
Talking.
A choo-choo train.
Ooh, yeah.
There's a
I
lot of
love
chewing.
taffy.
Yeah. Yeah, I said toffee, but yeah, taffy. Depends on what part of the world you're in, I guess.
Yeah.
A coach, like a coach you ride in and stuff. Bus. This must be from over there.
Stagecoach.
Yeah, or a stagecoach. Or a bus. A bus containing session musicians has overturned on the motorway. Drivers may expect lengthy jams.
Yeah.
Jams, you know.
Yeah. Might as well jam.
Coach jams. I mean,
Wow.
traffic.
This is what a blonde would say. I couldn't work out how to fasten my seatbelt for ages. But then one day it just clicked. Okay, then I'll stop with this one. Okay. My car mechanic told me I couldn't repair your brakes, so I made your horn louder. That's really helpful, right?
The air horn. Hey, I got one. It does help. People get out your way when you hit an air horn at them.
When everything's coming your way, yeah, this is a nice philosophy. When everything's coming your way, you're in the wrong lane. All right.
Good job.
Yeah.
Big hand for Wildcat.
Thank you, thank you.
Ah, good job.
It's not always what you say, it's how you say it.
That's right.
That's right.
And that isn't that like what it's not the size that matters, it's how you use it. That's
No,
the
it's
same
a whole
kind of
different
thing.
That's a whole different thing.
Nobody has ever told me that in my entire life.
If you got the size that matters, then it's okay.
But it doesn't matter. That's right.
It only matters if you ain't getting any.
Hey, I got a
Hi.
bedpost in my room. It's got knocks in it.
Who's there?
What was his name? I don't remember that joke. Leroy or Tyrone or something. All right, Boudreaux and Thibodeau were talking yesterday. Thibodeau had been out for a few days with the flu. Boudreaux asked him how he was feeling now. He says, "Oh, I'm a lot better, thank you. You know, it was a wonderful experience." Now, Boudreaux kind of caught him off guard. He says, "Wonderful? How can the flu be wonderful?" Thibodeau said, "Well, I learned that my Clotilde really, really loves me. You know that whenever the mailman came or the milkman headed towards the front door, Clotilde ran out to meet him, and I could hear her all excited yelling at him, 'My husband is home. My husband is home.'" That's love, y'all.
Oh, that's the.
All right, I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
All right, this may not be funny. Sometimes these long ones really ain't funny, but they kill
We're gonna
time.
try it anyway.
That's right. All right, Boudreaux was a Cajun Highlander from Rapides Parish. Now, in case y'all don't know, that's where the elevation is a little bit higher up in North Louisiana.
Ah,
Now, he was born and raised a Baptist, and each Friday night after work, he would fire up the grill and cook some steaks,
ooh,
venison steaks to be precise. Now, I should probably point out to y'all that
Here.
north of Baton Rouge in Louisiana is all Baptist.
ah.
Is all Catholic, and that's just, it just is.
The
Now-
Deep South is Baptist, yes.
That's right.
Southern Baptist.
That's
Mhm.
why some of Louisiana is considered the Deep South, but not New Orleans. We're not the Deep South.
Oh.
Anyway,
Florida's not Deep South either.
Huh?
Florida's not Deep South either.
no, it isn't. It isn't. Y'all totally different culture until
Yeah,
you
that's
get
right.
past Jacksonville.
That's correct.
Yeah, all redneck.
Redneck hillbillies. Trailer trash.
Redneck, mullet hairs, and my son lives in Florida now.
No
He
dirt.
got him a new haircut. He's
Oh,
got
yeah?
it long in the back, and tall in the top. He looked
Oh,
like
mullet.
a flock of
That's like a
seagulls
mullet.
with a mullet. Yeah,
Where's he live in Florida?
Pensacola.
Oh, okay, on the Panhandle.
He graduated from that school.
Oh, the
Western
flight school.
Florida. Yeah,
Yeah.
architecture school.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's awesome. Well done. Congratulations, then. That's
He got
well.
his master's degree.
No kidding. Oh man.
One
Good
of the
for
youngest
him.
ever.
Wow.
Now, as a
This is
point of
the
interest,
longest joke.
yeah, I know that shit ain't got nothing to do with this joke. I forgot where I was at. Oh yeah. Each Friday night after work, he would fire up his outdoor grill and cook venison steak. All right, now as a point of interest, all of Boudreaux's neighbors just happened to be Catholic, and as such, were forbidden to eat meat on Fridays.
Ah.
Now, the delicious aroma from the grilled venison steaks, it was causing such a problem for the Catholic faithful that they had to go and talk to their father, their priest, their guide. The priest came to visit Boudreaux, and he suggested that Boudreaux convert to Catholicism. And Boudreaux agreed.
Oh.
Now, after several classes and much studying, Boudreaux attended mass for his confirmation. Now, as the priest sprinkled holy water over Boudreaux's head, he says, "You was born a Baptist, you was raised a Baptist, but now Catholic." Nice. Now, Boudreaux's neighbors were very relieved until the next Friday,
Uh-oh.
when they got a scent of that wonderful aroma of grilled venison, again filling up the airs. Now, the priest was called by some of them angry parishioners, and they told him about Boudreaux's actions. And the priest assured the callers that he would be there immediately. Well, when he got there, he rushed into Boudreaux's backyard, clutching a rosary. He was prepared to scold Boudreaux for what he was doing, but what he saw and heard made him stop in amazement. There, at the grill, stood Boudreaux. He was clutching a small bottle of water, which he carefully sprinkled over sizzling meat. As he chanted, "You was born a deer, you was raised a deer, now you're a catfish." I think that's a good one enough to wrap up the night, y'all.
No, it's a catfish.
Good job, everybody.
Could have been a perch, but they're too small. It is the best fish for eating, if you ask me.
What, perch?
Perch, yeah.
Perch. Yeah, perch are nice.
They ain't got no limit or nothing. You could catch
Wow.
50 of them bad boys right there in the ditch,
They're small.
the little bayou.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna tell you nothing.
Oh,
You gotta know
well,
how to
because
clean
perch are
them.
like in millions of things. They're like millions of them.
Yep,
Yeah.
everywhere.
They're a whitefish too.
Yep,
I
they're
think.
like the roaches of the water. They're everywhere,
Right, exactly.
but they tasty. All
They
right,
are
everybody. I'm gonna end it up right now. Thanks for coming. Thanks for sharing your jokes with us. Thanks for sharing your laughs with us. And thanks for
Thank-
spending your time
thank-
with us.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you,
Thank you for
Jimbo.
Ira.
Thank you. And good night, everybody.
Good night, YouTube.
Good night, YouTube.
Bye.
Subscribe, share it, like it, tell your friends about it.
All over the place. Oh, she left.
Wondering